Hello, this is Dominic for Paphos Life, and in a change from my usual walking films, I'm in the middle of nowhere today. I'm actually investigating a gorge, Petratis Gorge, which is near Latsea, which you can just see in the distance over there. Now the gorge is up here, it's pan round, and depending on whether you've seen the drone film I published on it or not yet, you may or may not know what I'm talking about. I don't think I'm going to get into it on this particular film. I'm in at the bottom of the gorge, because I think I've come to the wrong spot. Because I tried originally going to the obvious place of joining it, which was the bridge that crosses over it, but you can't get down there. So I looked on the map and I saw that there was a track that led up here, and I followed that, and that came to a fence and a gate when I was closed, so I didn't go through it. But then I found another track which has taken me here. Now I had hoped to be a bit further up. Alternatively, the other side looks pretty good from here in terms of getting down to the bottom. But as I'm here, I thought I might as well have a look. Now first things first, if you're exploring areas like this, make sure you've got decent footwear, and preferably a good pair of secateurs. I would be wearing long trousers normally, but it's in its 30s the temperature is, so I thought I would risk shorts. But there is a danger my legs will get rather heavily scratched, because cypress vegetation doesn't tend to take any prisoners. It's difficult talking and walking because I have to keep an eye on where my feet are going. Now, the fence I mentioned earlier does appear to continue all the way to the end of the gorge up here, which is a bit bizarre. Presumably somebody's got land up there and they don't want anyone in it. I had originally thought that the fence was from this side, but there's no similar fences on the road, and so for whatever reason somebody doesn't want you getting there. But is there a way down here? That's what we're going to find out. Snakes are a big thing that you got to worry about, obviously. I can see down at the bottom there now, and also I can see the cliff at which I'm at the top of. I looked on Google about the gorge, and virtually the only information I could find came from climbing websites, and they said it's great for climbing here on either side, but going across the middle is very overgrown. I was wondering of the possibility of just walking up and following the river itself, seeing as it appears to be dry. Right, let's have a look. I'm on strict instructions not to do any climbing. I could get a bit of the way down there, but it's not really if you like, a used route. I want to find some, because people have explored this place before. I'd like to find out the way they did it. I reckon it was on that side, if you look. Because getting down there would be a lot easier, at least the first part. Yeah. Ooh. Curse of married life, I'm afraid. You have to do what she tells you when you're filming it, anyway. Let's go up to this fence. Now, interestingly, the barrels are all on this side, and you'd think if it was to keep people from going that side, all the barrels and that would be on the other side. However, I'm not going to use that as a reason for going in. Oop. Oh. So I'll come over here to see if I can see further on down there. It does look a bit more accessible. And we're not that far away from the... Oh shit, what's that? Oh, I should point out at this point that I am shit scared of snakes. I thought I could see one in that crack there, but it turned out to be a very large lizard. Now, my natural reaction when I see a snake of any description is to jump about 6 foot in the air. It's a reflex action, and it's normally not my finest hour when it happens, but it can result in a sore knee because I jump up and I land painfully normally. So I tend to prefer making lots of noise, though it's the vibrations of the stamping and all that that actually is the deterrent. I have to say that because otherwise someone will leave a comment saying it. Right, so let's walk on this way a bit. I'm not going down that way, I'm just going across here. Lots of birds that would attack my drone. I can get a nicer view from here. Yeah, because the drone flew along there. I recognise that because of that tree there. Oh, ah. Right. Because even if you get to the bottom of those rocks, it's a fair old drop through thick vegetation. So I don't think this side's a goer. And what I know about the other side so far is that there is a road that goes, well, I say road, a dirt track that goes up there, but it's in a very poor state of repair, and so you're better off parking near the road and just walking up, which is what I'll probably do now, to be honest. But I'll just go down here a little bit further to see if there is a bit that I've missed. Meantime, just enjoy the view, as I've got to concentrate on my feet. There's a nice echo. See, there is a little path here. So it's either left by hunters or goats, possibly both. I suppose if I come around here I can look back and see what was going on below the rock I was standing on. Oh, there's your answer, not a lot. So yeah, I'm not going to go down there. I'll get to the other side, down there somewhere, and I'll walk up that way, beyond that cliff, so beyond that tree. I'm saying that for myself rather than for you, and see if I can get down over. I don't think I'll be able to though, because unfortunately the bit I wanted to on the other side of that ridge up there is in the area that's fenced off, at least from this side. It might not be fenced off the other side though, because that one went right down to the bottom, it seemed. But yeah, I'm not going to go down that way. Just not worth it. Okay, well, I don't know where I'll be next time I'm filming this, but until then, bye. Hi, this is Dominic for Paphos Life, and I'm back somewhere near Petratis Gorge, overlooking Chrissyhoo Bay, if that's how you pronounce it. I think if I walk that way, I'll get to the top, and hopefully a spot where I can go down. Ah, there goes my hat. I had to come pick that up in a minute. That's the route we've come. So unless you've got a decent off-road vehicle, you've got a long walk ahead of you. I will stick a picture showing the map. It'll probably be a, sorry, I'm just picking up my cap if you wonder why. It's got a bit weird. It'll probably be a satellite image rather than a map, because the maps don't tend to show anything around here. It's all a bit too bleak and remote for that. I say bleak is the wrong word, because it's lovely up here. I've got long trousers on today, so I'm anticipating a few scratches. Well, if I don't wear long trousers. I parked the car where I did because, well, I didn't really fancy driving through all those rocks. For no particular reason. I'm hoping I won't come across a fence. But it does bear thinking about when you see all these films where they're driving through countryside, how unrealistic that actually is in practice. I mean, imagine this, having a car chase through it. It wouldn't happen. Now, after the previous film, which showed me near the bridge, I went up to, if you like, the top, I was going to say the source, but it's not, the top of the gorge, where there's a big goat farm. And I walked down from there, and it's a very pretty walk, but soon becomes apparent that the actual river itself is completely overgrown with oleander. And it's a complete no-go. But you can walk along the top just next to the river and get quite far that way. I stopped when I stopped because oh, it looks like I might have to go right here. There was a big patch of stinging nettles, and like most cypriot plants, they're a lot more vicious than the English equivalent. So I figured I can try that possible route later in the year when it's all died down and the goats have munched away through it all. So I went back to Google Maps and checked satellite imagery and drone footage I'd made myself, and it suggested I should come this way. Now, there's a possible path down that way, but I'll have to walk around here first. I've seen films that people have posted of being in the gorge, so I know it's possible, and they weren't climbers, because obviously if you're a climber, it's I wouldn't say easy, because climbing's not easy, but you have a straightforward route for getting down. Very odd landscape around here. There's like a little hole in the middle of nowhere over there. I have to watch where I'm walking, because you don't know also whether you're following a human trail or a goat trail. Now, there's a big oil drum over there and signs of an old fence. Ow, just whacked myself with the camera. What's down here? Because that appears to go somewhere, but if you look at the top of it, it just goes round here. So it's all a bit pointless. I wonder if that's an ancient dwelling though. go and have a quick look. I'll have to take regular pictures on the way back up, I think. Let's face it, I'm not going to come up any other way. I'm not sure what that was. However, it doesn't lead to the bottom, so I will ignore it and go down this way. I'm again following the rules laid down by the missus. I'm too stupid, and no climbing, so anything I do will be walking only. Ow, I'm getting pricked. Thankfully I've got long trousers on. Ha ha. Right, there may have been a fence here in the past, but there's no longer one, so I'm going in. Yeah, these are some more of the stinging nettles, but as I got long trousers on now, it won't bother me so much. Nice to come prepared. Make plenty of noise to get off any snakes. Though, as people always say, it's the vibrations that scare them off, which is fine. I'm making plenty of them too. Excuse me while I walk across the corrugated fence. Now, the question is, what's going to be down here? Is there going to be a path all the way down or just a plummet? I'm hoping for the former, obviously. Because there's no point going down and assuming I'll be able to get, oh, that's alright. Easy so far. That's a relief, I have to say. I'm beginning to think I might have actually found the right route this time. Yeah, as I said, I'll do my still photography with a decent camera on the way back up, because I won't be coming up a different route to this, so it's just a question of turning around on the way up and taking the picture. The thing I love about Cyprus is you can go somewhere, and let's face it, I'm just a couple of miles away from main tourist centres, and yet being somewhere so totally remote. The only frustrating thing is that I can do an article or film like this, and it will get about a tenth of the views of me wandering down the seafront filming. However, I prefer doing films like this for obvious reasons. Ow! He said, getting prickled. Oh, the views up here are going to be astounding, but whether I'll be able to get down or not from here is another matter. I'm waiting a little bit to see if the camera can adjust to the different light here. Oh, it looks promising. This is good. Yes. Oh, that is so lovely. I couldn't fly a drone here anyway because there's just too many birds around. Poor drone would get beaten up. And they're expensive things to replace. Well, I think this is a definite goer. Hang on. There's more stuff through there. Was an interesting crack up there. Now somewhere down there is where I will have reached from the top. I think it's a bit further up though. I tell you, in terms of sheer beauty, this knocks spots off Petratis Gorge. And there was, in the various Google searches I came up on this place, talk of this is one of the locations they were wanting to mine in. Now that they're running out of things to mine, there's a cave there at Androlikou. Should we go in there? Won't do anything for the lighting, but let's go and have a look. And that would be a complete crime if all this was destroyed. So I figure the more people who know about it, the less likelihood there is of it getting vandalised by the quarries. Oh, it pongs a bit of goat here. Oh, a couple of dead ones there, very dead ones, and that's probably why it pongs a bit of goat. Oh, these caves are quite fascinating. Oh my god, what was that? That was a vampire pigeon, honest. It wasn't just a regular one. I haven't seen any goats here though. Well, a live goat. But obviously at some point in the year they must frequent here. And hopefully they'll get thirsty and they'll want to go down to the floor of the gorge, if that's what the bottom of the gorge is called. Pardon me. I say that because I may soon be running out of ways of getting any lower. I shall have to look without breaking the golden rules. Now that does look a bit like where I got to and where the nettles were, which is both good and bad. The bad thing is that while I was there I could still see that the bed of the gorge, as I guess I'm calling it, oh, it's still quite a drop. Yeah, I'm not climbing down that way for sure. I'm not even going close to the edge. Oh, there's some goats. What was I talking about before? See on the other side. Now, if that's the path they followed, I think I'm buggered if I... Oh, there's more goats on this side. Now they'll be going down. But yes, if they're climbing up that way, I'm not going to follow that, am I? But I do think I got as far as up there from the top or nearabouts, and it was the stinging nettles that drove me back. So technically I should be able to do it from that end, and I have to say it's an easier drive getting to the goat farm. But now that I'm here, I'll have a look around some more. I am not going to go any closer to that edge though. Don't worry, wifey, I do listen. But if I go up here, I suppose I could just, yeah, what I'll do, talk amongst yourselves for a bit. I'll have a quick look on the phone and see what the satellite image says. See, if there weren't the birds around, I could just launch the drone and have a peek, but... Alright, let's recenter, so I can see where the hell I am. I love it when it puts you somewhere completely different to where you actually are. That's better. Now, let's see. Oh, if I carry on that way, it does look a bit promising from this level. From up top it doesn't, but from this level. So I'm going to do that. Not quite sure why I haven't got the camera in the bag, but there you go. Right, so we'll go this way for a bit longer. At least I've got some goats to keep me company now. They're more friendly than the birds. Oh hi, oh hi. Oh wow, look at them. don't know if you can see them. I wonder if that little one's shitting himself. God, look at that one. This though is why you should always have a bit of caution following a goat path, because if it turns into something like that, there's no way you're following that. Look at them go though. So, but sights like that to me are far more spectacular than anything you'll see on a beach or in an archaeological park even. Just nature doing what it does. And farting! Why do goats fart so much? Anyway, let's get back to reality. The reality of where on earth I am going next. Snakey, go away, oh snakey, go away. Yeah, in the autumn time, oh, there's a possible path down there. However, bearing in mind what I've just witnessed, I think I'll treat that with a pinch of salt, because the satellite imagery suggested this way. However, that itself doesn't look that inviting. Oh, there's a pallet down there. And goats don't carry pallets down, people do, so obviously there was a reason for someone to hoof a pallet. Why would someone bring a pallet all this way though? Oh, it does look a bit like a sheer bloody drop to nowhere. No. There's the pallet. Possible way down that way, and more importantly, if it isn't, I can come back easily enough without having to be a goat. I'm not sure about the route the pallet goes, because it appears to be a very narrow strip above a plummet. Oh, ah! Sorry, that was more me making snake scary noises rather than getting hurt. Ooh. Now, if I'm going to go that way, I'm going to go at it from up there, because there's a bit of a drop there. But first, I'm going to see what's this way. Oh, there's a shotgun cartridge here, so quite a few. So obviously hunters have been here. And say what you like about hunters, but they do get out and about. Oh. And if they've made me a nice little trail to follow, I will be grateful. Oh. However, they may not have done. Ooh. Seems to have an abrupt ending here. There's a little edge where, see, I haven't got a tape measure, but it's a good 10-15 metres down still. And there's no, I mean, technically you could scramble through that bush and hope there's a route there, but I'm not doing that. If you want to do stuff like that, film it yourself. Oh. So, we're going back up here. I'm ignoring that route by the pallet because it's not very wife friendly. There's two reasons it's wife friendly. It has to be wife friendly so that she doesn't object to where I go, but also it'd be nice to find a route that she can do. However, if I was honest, I would say I think we've already gone beyond that, her comfort zone. I mean, right, so we're back up here. I wonder if we'll see any bats. I'm going to ignore that route and see what's above. I'm so glad I've got long trousers on though. Got some more bones there. Not human though. Oh, there's another cave there. Goes in a fair old bit. I'll explore that on the way back though. Another pallet. Now it's not looking very safe this way anymore, I have to say. Now this is where it'd be ideal if I had my drone. I can get down that bit and possibly across there. I'm not going to go down to that rock there though. The thing is, it might be easier doing it this way. Because that's also what I have to take into account, is I'm holding a camera. Right, forgive the wobbles. Oh, please don't be a snake in that lot. Hey. Okay, so I can go this way still, a bit further. Oh, so near but so far, eh? I'm getting to the kind of areas I've seen in people's films, which is encouraging, though could be misleading. Oh, there's lots of stingers that way. I don't think there's a way that way. Oh. See, if I had my drone. Now, what about this route? There's a lot of stinging nettles, but there is a rather convenient stick here, which would suggest that in the past, at some point, somebody's used it to whack stinging nettles down. As you can see, it's rather effective. Use an olive branch. I'll leave that there. I think I've come to a dead end though. Go on a little bit to see what's through here. Oh dear. Oh, see, I could get down there, but I don't know if I can get back up again, which is the issue. Potentially, if I was a lot thinner, I could scrabble through there. Oh dear, that's not going to happen. I think I'm at the stage of saying, who am I trying to kid? So, I think I'm going to do the sensible thing now and stop from this side, seeing as I'm on my own, etc. And now, the only thing that might be possible is that there's a way down that way from above, and once I've climbed back out, I'll have a quick look at that if I've still got the energy. If not, I will save that for another day. Oh god, it's lovely here though. I don't really care if I don't get to the bottom. It's just so stunning. Okay, cheers.